Good morning. Welcome to day 4 of the Write the Word Challenge. Today's verse is Luke 2:11. I'm going to be reading out of the New King James Version. For there is born to you this day in the city of David a Savior who is Christ the Lord. So we're following the right method. So we wrote out that verse in our journal. Then we read it in context, and then we read it in some different translations. One of the other versions I read, I think it was the NIV. Pardon me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Today in the town of David, a Savior has been born to you. He is Messiah, the Lord. And then I investigated some words that stood out to us. T, we thought about the scriptures, and E, we've examined our hearts. I just wanted to share some of my takeaways today. My big takeaway was this is a birth announcement. A birth announcement. And I don't know if you've ever had a baby, but when you've had a baby, you tell everybody. And usually we take a little picture and we send out postcards. And back when my son was born, my oldest son, my first son, you put it in the paper. And so in my head, I just see this headline, a Savior is born. If that was going to be today's headline, it would say, a Savior is born, in those big newspaper letters. God is making this announcement, and he has sent the angels to tell these shepherds. And boy, does that make my heart happy. One of the footnotes in my Bible said, a shepherd of that day would have been viewed as an outcast and as dishonored and unclean according to the law. They were usually in the fields with their sheep from March to November. Shepherds were quite ordinary. Do you feel ordinary sometimes? Me too. That's good news. That's good news that we feel ordinary, because these ordinary ones are the ones that receive this extraordinary news in an extraordinary way. And the other word that stood out to me was today. Today, even now. The thesaurus said, even now, up to date, going on. Right now, we can receive this good news too. And what's the good news? The good news is a son has been born, but not just any son, not an ordinary son, but a son who's the Messiah, who is Christ the Lord, a Savior. So what is a Savior? A Savior is a person who rescues, saves, deliver. This is a title of Christ, Savior. Our defender, our deliverer, our guardian, our preserver, our liberator, our protector, our salvation, a good friend, a Samaritan, a good Samaritan. Do you know him? He's a good Savior. We are people in need of redemption, and he's a redeemer. I hope you know that today. Today's the day to know it. Good news, a Savior has been born. Have a great day. You're so loved.